some family members, maybe your mom, maybe your dad, grandma, whoever you got access to. And I'll give you a couple of questions that you can ask them that will do a couple of things. It will help you guys understand a little bit more about money, but it will also help you to identify some of the beliefs that may be in your family about money. Because a lot of times, what we believe, we picked up from other people. We picked up from maybe mom or dad or maybe even grandma. A lot of times, the same way how, how people be like, boy, you look like your daddy, or girl, you look like your mama, whatever the case may be. We have these things passed down to us. Beliefs can get passed down too. And so a lot of times you may believe something deep down that really came from somebody else. And unless you identify it, you may not know it. So by identifying it, you could say, you know what? I don't really believe that. That ain't me. That came from somewhere else. And that process helps you to get a healthier, stronger mindset in life, period, but especially with money as well. So for anybody interested, um, make sure I will give those questions out. It's about 4 or 5 questions. Um, and I can put those in the chat or we can talk about them at the end of class. But for the sake of time, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump into what I have for you guys today. So the goal of today's class, we're gonna eventually get to where I'm gonna start teaching you guys about money, and we'll be talking around things like investing and interest rates and assets and liabilities and all these other things that you may have heard about. We're not quite there yet. I'm still laying the foundation for you guys to start learning about money. If you know, anybody know what a foundation is? Anybody know what a foundation is? Somebody pop off mute real quick. Tell me what a foundation is.
Foundation is like what you basically start making. Like, for example, when God made the earth, he first spoke it into existence, then made light, then did all this and that. So it's basically like forming something.
Yep,
The
yep,
easy way of
yep.
saying it.
It's the base. It's the base. So it's like that in any house sits on top of a foundation, right? If you go look at any house, if you go outside, if you're in a house right now, you go outside the house and you look at the bottom of the house, you'll see like this concrete. The house, they built the house on top of this like this flat concrete. Why do they do that? They do that because if they just built it on the dirt itself, well, what happens when it rains or over time as the earth moves and stuff like that, that house is going to end up moving and shifting and it's going to crumble because it wasn't built on a foundation. So, what I'm doing right now with you guys is I'm building a foundation so that we can start learning about money on top of the foundation. The first part of any of the foundation is up here. It's our mindset, right? It is your beliefs about money. And that's why we talked about beliefs in the first class. That's why I have these 4 or 5 questions that you can ask your family members and things like that, so that you can really start to identify the beliefs that you have as well as what may be in your family about money. Okay, so that's one part of the foundation. We're still doing some work on this foundation though before we really start learning about money in some of these classes coming up. So today, I really want to start to drive home an understanding around what is money. What really is it? We know that we got this paper in our pockets that when we can go, go to the grocery store, we can buy, we can get some food or whatever the case may be. We know that, but what really is money? Because I need you to understand it and respect it the right way so that we can build. All right. So we're gonna talk around what really is money today. Um, and where I want to start is with the word exchange. If you're taking notes, feel free to take notes. Note takers are money makers. Write down the word exchange. EXCHANGE.
Also, I wanted to say that exchange means trading. It's just a better way of saying it.
There you go. There you go. Exchange. The reason why that word is important is because money is just a tool for exchange. Money is just a tool, y'all. And I said this in the last class, but I'll say it again, and I'll probably keep saying it. You'll probably hear me say this a lot because it's very important not to forget this. Money is a tool for exchange. You don't really want money. You want the stuff that you can exchange the money for. If you could get the Lamborghini without money, you'd be like, whatever, I want the Lamborghini. If you could get the food, think about your favorite restaurant. If you can get the food from your favorite restaurant without money, you wouldn't care about the money. You don't really want the money. You want the stuff that the money can be exchanged for. That makes sense?
Yes.
So always remember that money is just a tool for exchange. Now, what are we exchanging? You're exchanging the money for something that you think is valuable, something that you value. All right. Value just means I think this is important. It's important enough for me to have it. I like this. I want this. This is valuable to me. Now, here's the thing. What may be valuable to you may not be valuable to somebody else. We all value different things. We value a lot of the same things, but we also value different things. Again, example, I think everybody on this Zoom call values food because without it, we'd be dead. So we all value food, but we value it differently. Some people may really love food. They take their time to make their meals. They want it to taste perfect. Other people are like, just whatever, just I'll take a cheeseburger. But we all value it on some level. On the other hand, some people may value nice cars. That may be what they really value. I have a guy, a client of mine, he really loves luxury cars, foreign cars. He's got a Lamborghini, he's got a Ferrari, he's got a Porsche, he's got like a McLaren, like he's got a lot of different cars, and he'll get them, he'll keep them for like a year or two, he'll race them, he'll do all this stuff, and then he'll trade them for another one because he really values cars. Me, I'm like, that's cool, I like Lamborghinis, yeah, but I don't value it enough that that's what I would spend my money on. All right. So we all value different things. And so we use our money as a tool for exchange to get the things that we value. Yes, sir. What's up, Andrew?
I want to say, like, to give an example is, for example, you want your parents to buy you a Nintendo Switch, for example. But your parents are like, it's too expensive. It's not worth it. But to you, through your eyes, you think that you're able to play with your friends, you're able to do this, you're able to play all these sorts of games. But what can it actually do to help you when you're thinking? Like, all you're doing is just copying other people because other people would be like, yeah, I got a Nintendo Switch. I can do this while I'm over here, there. While your parents are like, well, this is just too expensive and it basically like won't help you mentally and physically.
And so what you're giving an example of there is what you may value versus what parents may value. See what I'm saying? So for the parents, oh, it's too expensive. They don't value it enough. For you, you may say, no, I value this. I want to be able to play with my friends. I'm thinking about all the fun that I can have. So it's two different perspectives around what it's worth, the value of it. All right. So Mario, with your artwork, people valued that enough to be able to exchange their money for your artwork. And then you may have some other people that may say, oh, that's a nice painting or that's a nice picture, but they may not love artwork like that to buy it. And that's okay, right? You make your work because you like it, you enjoy it, and you share it with the world. And those people that value it, they're the ones who will go ahead and pay for it. All right. So again, the main thing here is money is a tool to exchange for the things that you value. That's all it is. Okay. I want to give you another piece around what money is. And some of you guys may have heard this, some of you may already know this, but I think this is really, really interesting. Did you know that money, the paper money that we use, used to represent how much gold it was worth? I'll give you an example. If you had a $5 bill in your pocket, it used to be that would be $5 worth of gold. Anybody know that? Anybody ever
No,
heard that?
no, I never heard of that before.
Yep, yep.
I might have.
That is something that this country did up until I want to say 1970, 1972. Yep, hold on. Someone is talking to me in the chat. Give me just a second. So yes, our money used to be connected to gold. So the paper just represented, oh, I got paper because I'm not carrying around all this gold in my pocket. So I just carry the paper around. And so the paper, you used to could change the paper out for gold or change the gold out for paper, that paper money that we're used to carrying around. All right. That was called the gold standard. Our money used to be backed by gold. It was supported by gold. It was worth something. This $20 that I have in my hand is worth 20 pieces of gold. That was the gold standard. That's how you knew that the money was worth something. Hold on just a moment. All right. So this was very interesting because that's how people knew they really had something. It was worth something, right? If you have and it was worth something all around the world. This is the thing about this. Everybody around the world respects gold. Everybody. You can go to China with that gold and they're going to say, oh, you got gold. You can go to London or Australia. Everybody recognizes gold, right? So that's how you knew that money was really worth something because it was connected to gold. It was backed by gold. Now, in 1972, the president made a decision back in early 1970s to stop having our paper money connected to gold. Now let me explain why that makes a difference. Now, with there not being any gold connected to the paper is just paper. It's not worth anything. So if you have a $20 bill in your pocket, it doesn't mean that you have 20 pieces of gold or 20 anything. It's just a sheet of paper with the number 20 on it. It's not connected to anything. It literally is not worth anything.